Yes! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Altcoin Daily, where we bring you daily videos on everything altcoins, everything cryptocurrency. My name's Austin. Today, we're going to be talking all about I.C.O.s, initial coin offerings. This is something that I'm really interested in. Admittedly, when I started researching this video, I didn't know all the information. For some reason, because this information's always changing, it's always updating. So the goal with this video today is just to find out exactly what an I.C.O. is, find out how I can invest in an I.C.O. today, and then the whole second half of this video, we're just going to be talking about rules and regulations with I.C.O.s, sort of the state of the I.C.O. in the United States. Am I even allowed to invest in an I.C.O. if I live in the United States? And why are some of these regulations in place? So before we begin, if you haven't already, give this video a like if you get some value out of it. And if you'd like to be kept up to date on the state of cryptocurrency every day, please give this channel a subscribe. I know I would really appreciate it. Alrighty, what is an I.C.O.? And keep this in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice at all. Please do your own research. But I can still tell you guys what an I.C.O. is, and it's an initial coin offering. It's basically the process of issuing a public coin or token. So it is very similar to companies entering an initial public offering, an IPO, by listing their stock on a public stock exchange like the NASDAQ. Just before we find out how we can buy an I.C.O., just keep this in mind. The main takeaway from this is an I.C.O. is something that is up for offering before it hits the market. Once it hits the market, then it's just cryptocurrency. Like, you might be aware of some cryptocurrencies. These have hit the market already, so they're in fact not I.C.O.s. I digress. How would I invest in an I.C.O. today if I wanted to? Well, before I can invest in an I.C.O., I have to buy Ethereum. And there aren't that many places to buy Ethereum. Coinbase.com, that's for me the go-to. It's usually the easiest. I would have to go to the site, buy Ethereum, and then I would be able to invest in an I.C.O. But keep this in mind, since most I.C.O.s are based on an Ethereum smart contract, you have to get a crypto wallet that supports this. Ethereum. I recommend My Ether wallet. To me, it's the most user-friendly. This video is not going to really get into, the step-by-step process of how to get a wallet, create a new wallet, but just go on the website. Very user-friendly. Just follow the steps. Before you do anything involving I.C.O.s, you need to get a wallet because you need something. You need to be able to send your Ethereum to the company. And then they're going to give you the amount of tokens based on whatever exchange rate you bought it at. So those are the first two things. Get some Ethereum, create a wallet. To the common man, somebody who's just getting into cryptocurrency, this might seem complicated. I assure you, if you can get past this, it gets a little easier. So these are the first two steps. To me, the bigger question is, how do I know which I.C.O. to invest in? There are hundreds being created every day. There's so many out there. My favorite place, you can get it anywhere. There's ICOratings.com. There's, what do I have here? ICO alerts. My favorite place is ICOdrops.com. To me, it's the cleanest, very simple. And you can also find active and upcoming I.C.O.s. And I also kind of like, they rate their I.C.O.s based on interest, based on risk. The biggest thing I want to relate to you guys is you guys got to do your own research. You got to look at the white paper, look at the team. I haven't done any of the research on any of these. We're just going to pick one out together. Admittedly, there's so many out there. I'm kind of intrigued by design and names. Not to invest in, just to click on, like Cool Cousin. To me, that sounds cool. I'm going to click on that. Let's see what that is. This is an upcoming I.C.O., so this is not available yet. Cool video. Very cool. See, they say hype rate high. People are talking about it. Risk rate normal, return on investment rate low. Interesting. They give you all the information, total tokens. let's just say that we did our own research. We really like Cool Cousin. I guess they're revolutionizing travel with a sharing economy powered by blockchain. Let's say we checked out the white paper. We really like the team. We believe in this ICO. To enroll, to invest in this ICO, we'd go to the website. Again, it's not available yet. It will be out soon, but we want to get whitelisted. We want to be kept up to date on information. What? You are prohibited from participating in the token sale. Unfortunately, we don't allow U.S. residents to take part in our ICO. What? I already knew this was going to come up. Some of you guys probably know this too. If you live in the USA, you're not allowed to invest in ICOs. You have to wait till they become cryptocurrencies. To me, it's kind of BS. The U.S. government says that it's too much of a risk. Where was it? One of the problems that many countries have with ICOs is that technically they represent a regulatory workaround. The idea behind ICOs is that instead of seeking an initial public offering, businesses can seek low amount seed funding without due diligence, without regulatory requirements. The U.S. government does not trust the common folk like you and me to do our own due diligence. To me, it's kind of messed up. I think I am able to qualify what I like, what I don't like. I'll take the risk. But if you live in the U.S. or actually China and South Korea, you're not allowed to invest in ICOs. We're going to get into why that is and the exact rules and regulations. But the immediate question I had is what countries are allowed? This article is from about 3 or 4 months ago, Bitcoin Market Journal. We're not going to read all these, but if you were wondering about your country, you can go on here. Like, for example, Canada, you are allowed case-by-case basis, whatever that means. Germany, you are allowed. You can read this for yourself. We're just going to go right down to the US of A. Basically, what I just said, the main takeaway is you are allowed. You and me are not allowed. Common folk. I know there are some advanced people that listen to this channel too. But me personally, you have to be, if you want to invest in them, you have to be an accredited investor. We'll get into that in a second. Point of this is some SEC commissioners hold the position that most ICOs are securities. Okay, the reason you're not allowed is they see ICOs as securities as opposed to utilities. What does that mean? Utilities are, they have a purpose. They're not just being traded for currency. I'll get to that in a sec. Let me digress again. Only accredited investors can participate in private placement of securities. While some people would urge that all cryptocurrencies, ICOs, are tokens and not securities, regulators have a very different opinion regarding the matter. So you might argue, hey, my ICO that I like, it has, it's a utility. It has a purpose. It's not just a coin to be a coin, for currency's sake. According to them, according to the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is responsible for these regulations, Jay Clayton, the head of that, declares, I believe that every ICO I've seen is a security. He will make no exception. I think actually Bitcoin is a commodity, thanks to the Winklevoss twins, but I want to make you guys aware. I became aware of this. I want to let you guys all know. This is again Jay Clayton. I want to go back to separating ICOs and cryptocurrencies. ICOs that are security offerings, we should regulate them like we regulate security offerings. End of story. He will not hear out, hey, my ICO has a purpose. It's not just, it's a utility. According to him, he's going to say they're all the same thing. So just know, today, right now in the USA, there is no workaround. If you want to buy an ICO, you got to wait till it goes on the market. Now, I did a little bit of research for you guys. If you guys want to read the full statement, go to U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. It's very lengthy. It basically just sums up what we just talked about. They cite the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. You guys might have seen online, there might be some workarounds. Like some people in comment sections of other articles, they say, whoa, well, if you can't do it in the U.S., connect to a virtual private network, a VPN. This is going to say that your computer is actually somewhere else in the world. I looked into this for us all, and when Jay Clayton first enacted this SEC regulation, some people did create a virtual private network, VPN. And then they changed the game. This worked for a while, but now let's just go back to, what was this, Cool Cousin. VPNs no longer, let's go back one more time. VPNs no longer work. As you see right here, a lot of these ICOs enact the Know Your Customer, KYC. You need this verification in order to enroll. What I'm basically saying is VPNs no longer work because you're also going to need to be verified by KYC. And what is KYC? I knew very little about this. I did the research for both of us. It's basically a KYC is Know Your Customer. It allows the identity of users to be established and documented so that going forward they can register for any services that require such verification. So in order to get verified for this, you're going to need to produce a passport, a driver's license, something to identify and confirm who you are, and then you're also going to need a bank statement or some sort of confirmation that you live where you live. So VPNs no longer work. You're going to need to know your customer, get verified there. Personally, this channel, I do not recommend doing anything illegal. You're going to have to wait till it goes on the market or become accredited. There are certain ways to do that. You guys decide for yourself. I hope this video summed up something for you guys. Hopefully now this gives, it allows you to be a little more comfortable with ICOs, knowing if you can or can't invest. All right, thanks team. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Twitter. A lot of great tweets coming your way. I like that. Alrighty, once again, my name's Austin, and I'll see you tomorrow.